Hey, New Life, this is Pastor Greg, and I have an announcement as well as a devotion that I'd like to lead through with you. So, on the announcement side, you're going to get an email notification today that we are going to all online services this weekend. The reality is the coronavirus virus itself and issues in our culture just require that measure of safety. We tried to hold on with our worship service last week even, but this week we need to have people in their homes watching. And so with that, we're going to do two things. One, on Sunday morning at 9 and 11, there'll be a weekend experience to join online. In addition to that, you're going to have a number of ways to connect, including this. We're going to put out a devotion every morning from now through Easter. Part of it is through the chaotic season that we're in for this coronavirus, and the other is for the goodness and the glory of Easter. One thing back to the going to only online services, we're doing that at least through the end of this month. The reality is we anticipate that it could be longer, but we're committing to the end of this month, and we'll reevaluate as we go. But there's a likelihood that we're online for a while. So to the devotion, we're going to walk through the last week of Jesus's life, kind of passage by passage all the way through. And so the Sunday before Easter Resurrection Sunday, Jesus rode in on a donkey. Well, just before that, probably on the Saturday before he rode in, there's a passage out of the Gospel of John where he is at Mary and Martha and Lazarus's house. And he was there through the week. He would go into Jerusalem and come back. And while he was there, Martha served a meal, and Mary took a pound of, it says, expensive ointment. This is in John chapter 12. Made from pure nard, and anointed the feet of Jesus, and wiped his feet with her hair. The house was filled with the fragrance of the perfume, but Judas Iscariot, one of the disciples, who was about to betray him, said, "Why was this ointment not sold for 300 denarii and given to the poor?" So he was upset that money was wasted on this perfume because it was quite valuable. But Mary, the same Mary who bowed down at Jesus' feet when Martha was preparing a meal earlier, here worships Jesus by pouring out this expensive oil on his feet and wiping it with her hair. And I just want to talk about this passage a little bit in light of coronavirus. In the middle of the Passion Week, or I should say at the beginning of the Passion Week, as Jesus is going in, there's chaos all around. There's a plot to kill Jesus. There's a plot to kill Lazarus. Jesus is entering. There's all kinds of chaos. In the midst of that chaos, Mary pauses and pours out great wealth to pour ointment on his feet and worship him. And there's not only beautiful poetry in this of preparing him for his burial, but to worship him. And what does that have to do with you and I? Chances are life is a little chaotic right now. Chances are there's fear and anxiety. Chances are things are not normal. You'll never regret pausing and giving your best time, your best energy, your best resources, and pouring it out before Jesus Christ. You'll never regret it. I don't know how to emphasize it more. I'll say just through my day. So today's Monday. We're filming this the day before it goes out, and went from the glory of church yesterday to today. And CDC had put out its new announcement asking people not to gather with more than 50 people. It's one of the reasons we're going to only online this weekend. Then the day was strange. The traffic this morning was barely any, which I guess is a good thing. I went to what I call club. Everybody calls it a gym, but I went to the club and it was a little bit like a ghost town. And I came in, and as the day has gone on, meeting upon meeting, new piece of information upon new piece of information. And in the midst of chaos and strangeness and stress. To steal away, for me in this day, to steal away for 20 minutes and go just sit before Jesus and pray, it's everything. And so my encouragement to you is to turn off the news, to turn off the noise of the world around you, and bow down at the feet of Jesus. Give him your absolute best today. And what you'll find is that while you're giving him your best, he's giving you his best. And you will rest in his presence, and there is absolutely nothing better. I encourage that for this day. I encourage that through this whole season. Do it as an individual. Do it as a family. Do it as a small group. Do it with friends. Give yourself to seeking Jesus today and receive his peace, receive his love, and go worship him.